Good morning, everybody. We're here on Smile Time Live at a special time. It's early for me, and it's because I have Jen Lehner, and she is my friend from Facebook and Blab. Yes, Blab is really where I met you. And she's going to be with us in a few seconds actually, and talk about her, whatever she's got going on. She's a digital strategist. And I just want to remind everybody that I have not had my coffee yet because it is only 7 o'clock in the morning here in Los Angeles. But I'm dressed and ready to go. So let's bring her in. Let's see. 1 second. The screen is so big. It's weird. Is anybody out there this early in the morning?
There. Oh, I'm here. Hello. Hey there. Okay. And now we're going to be side by side. So cool. My first time on Smile Time. I can't wait to bring this to the people.
Yes. Well, I'm glad to introduce something new to you because you're always the one introducing things to me. That is so exciting. Thank you.
No, thank you. Really, this is awesome.
Oh, good. Well, I really like Smile Time. My favorite feature, well, two favorite features. One, it's free. And for pretty much whatever they have to offer right now is available for free. And the second thing is it can stream live to Facebook. And that is just a joy. So I'm going to share that to my Tinsel Town page so I could be there too. And that just takes me a second. And why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know what you're up to these days.
Sure. So first of all, thanks for having me and for getting up at the crack of dawn to do this. That was really nice of you because our time zones are 3 hours apart. So I appreciate that. I am a digital marketing strategist, and basically I help business owners and entrepreneurs learn how to use digital tools like where we are right now to grow their businesses. And I like to think that I simplify things. So that's kind of where I suppose my niche is. And I have a Facebook group of entrepreneurs called The Front Row. So I'm active there every day. And currently I'm about to launch a course called My Little Course, which teaches people how to make a little course as opposed to a big course. Because one thing that I have found, and this is what inspired me to make the course, is that everybody wants to do a course these days, and understandably so. It is a remarkable way to scale your income by tenfold or more, because what consultants used to be, what consultants are out doing every day, one-to-one, booking their hourly clients, they can now serve an unlimited number of people for the same or more money per person. So understandably, people want to do this, but what happens is they're like, yeah, I want to create a course. And they sit down to do it. And it's like, there's so many moving parts that it becomes overwhelming. And then they just shut it down. And I know, I ran a beta of this program, and it was amazing to me that so many people who signed up for the beta, and it wasn't free, it was a paid beta. The people who signed up shared with me that they had purchased some of the bigger courses about creating an online course, and they weren't able to get through it because it was just too much, which is sort of my premise, is that a little course is great because first of all, the idea is, even if you were to have 10 videos, which in a mini course you really wouldn't, but let's say you had 10 videos, they should be super short. And then your topic is super drilled down. So it makes it really easy as the content creator and as the consumer of that content. Because Melissa, don't you find it like you're so busy and let's say you have you have a problem. You just really are like, give me the problem. I mean, give me the solution, give it to me quickly.
Oh, really?
Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's nothing more frustrating than going on one of those courses and spending an hour of your time to get to the very end where it says, now buy my full course. I want, I'm willing to pay. I want it quick and easy.
Yeah. People, it's so cliche to say it, but it is so true that we are just busy. I don't care who you are. We're all really busy, whether we're running our own business or we're stay-at-home moms. Like, people are super busy these days, if only in the number of distractions that are coming at us. I mean, if you were just not even working and you were there's just going to be a million things that you're going to get hit with. It's just the world we live in today, information overload. So being able to just consume something, and not only that, it feels really good to watch a tutorial or something, right? Like a lesson that's really short, then stop the video, then go and do it, check it off your list and be like, okay, got it done. Next, because we don't want to, because our time is so valuable, we don't want to waste our time. So I was really psyched about this. I just had an inkling that we're all craving micro content, little bite-sized pieces of information. So that, that inspired me to do the beta. I went out with it really quickly, just on a hunch, created all the lessons and wanted to make it so that you could come into the course and literally have a course of your own in 48 hours. And it was a big promise. I was sort of crossing my fingers, like, will this work? And it blew me away, the courses that these people have created in about a weekend. Some longer if they just stopped where they were and then didn't come back to the next weekend or something. But literally you can get through the whole course in about, if you watched every single thing that was in the course, 2 hours, and then the other 46 hours are for you to run with.
And what do you call the course again? What's this?
It's My Little Course. You can take a sneak peek at the sales page. It's mylittleonlinecourse.com. I had to add the online because I couldn't get the domain. And I'm actually having a webinar Thursday that is really I'm going to go deep, and the title is really how to create an online course. Obviously, I can't put the whole course into a 1-hour webinar, but just about. I mean, I am going to go deep in some areas, and I do not, of course, have a link to that right now to give you, but I will grab it. Is there a chat where I can put it in there?
Yeah. If you just minimize your palette, you can type behind it to express yourself.
Okay.
That'd be great.
I'm just going to grab this right here.
Yeah,
so even if someone doesn't sign up for my course, if they come to the webinar or just get the replay, they'd be on their way. I mean, you could probably create a course just from the webinar.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm really interested in that. Like I feel like I know how to create a course, but I want to know how you create a course and what you suggest, because you're the expert and you know what is happening out there. So how do you keep your finger on the pulse of what's going on with live streaming and with all of the digital media that is out there and all the available content? You're so busy, with all of your projects. How do you do that? How do you stay on top of everything?
I don't. That's how I can answer that question. I mean, look, so this really goes right back to the little course concept, because as a course creator, I've created some very big, large, like behemoth courses that have been well received. And I like to think of those almost more as membership sites. Like if you want to go learn how to use LinkedIn, you could always log into summer camp and in there, and you're going to find all the lessons you need on LinkedIn or any of the social media channels. And that's one thing. But creating these little courses allows you to pivot. So because things are changing so quickly, like this, Smile Time. So if I created a little course that was just about live streaming, and up pop Smile Time, and last week it was Huzza and Blue Jean, and they're just popping out of the woodworks, and people want to know about them. People don't have time to stop what they're doing and learn this stuff. But when you create a little course about something, so like if it was about live streaming, it would be no problem for me to just whip that together. It wouldn't take a lot of time to do that. So that's kind of how I'm looking at things now. It has really sort of changed my view of everything that I want to deliver. This is my mission. Okay. So I want to deliver, whether I'm doing a YouTube on YouTube, if I'm doing a tutorial on YouTube, or if I'm doing a tutorial for my members or people in my group or whatever it is, if I'm doing a live stream, I want to be able to deliver you value to you in the fewest number of words possible. And let me tell you, that is a challenge.
Yeah.
It is a challenge. I'm a talky person. But whether it's written, whether it's a video, whether it's live, it is like, it's a challenge, but it's allowing me to do so much more, I guess. And so when something like Smile Time pops up on the scene and I want folks to know about it, I don't have that daunting feeling of like that I need to do this huge thing. No, I just need to make it concise, clear, concise, and like tell people what they need to know and then move on.
So how do you choose? Well, and this is probably a lame-o question, but I haven't had coffee yet, so it's really
Respect.
This is a dream for me. Okay. So I just cracked my knuckles. Sorry. I'm like, let's get into this. How do you choose which topics and how much information you give out for free as opposed to what you will charge and make a little course or any course? Because I know that you do provide a lot of content. If you join your group, if you watch you at Genergy on Twitter or on YouTube, there's a lot that you give. How do you decide?
So I think the only way that it works, in my opinion, this whole online thing and making money online is that you kind of have to give a lot away for free, because teasing people isn't good. When there are other people out there doing what you do and they are giving it away for free and proving that they know what they're talking about, and then you say, well, I'm going to show you how to do this, but you have to have the golden ticket, show me the money, or I'm not going to deliver this information. It just doesn't work anymore. I don't know that it ever did, because the name of this game is to really create relationships. And so to answer that question, sometimes it feels, okay, let me say, if you're just starting off, right? And let's say you're just getting started and you don't know everything about everything. Like you have this one thing you can teach. And if you give it away for free, then the fear is, well, what am I going to charge them for? So it really depends on the context, right? So if you're going to go do a lot, like, for example, I'm going to do this webinar tomorrow or Thursday. I'm going to do this webinar Thursday, and I am giving you pretty much everything I teach in the course you're going to get in this webinar. But for one thing, it's not the same. I mean, there's just no way I can go that deep. There's not the community that's going to come with that course, right? Like, so there's a community where you could get feedback from people. And also people buy courses because it's laid out very logically, usually, right? Because guess what? You could learn all this stuff on YouTube. You can cobble all this stuff together and pretty much figure out anything you want to know on YouTube or any of these free sites. It's out there. Mm-hmm. However, people are buying it because first of all, they want it to be laid out logically. Secondly, there's something about the way you teach or your personality, or like Melissa, people are drawn to you because you are the sunniest, like really like happiest. I mean, even without coffee, like you have a beautiful smile and everything you do just exudes this joy, this joie de vivre, right? It's like, that's your brand. If I were to tell you like what I thought your brand, it would just be happy. Like you're just sunshine.
Well,
and so
because that's my mission, just to spread joy and happiness and try to reduce the net suffering in the world and make some people smile. So, however I do that, whatever I'm into. So I appreciate that. So how do I make that into a business?
Oh, easily. Okay. So, well, first of all, what about your art? I mean, even if that's just a hobby, okay? I know you sell your art, but let's suppose, that's not what you're thinking of in terms of your big, bread and butter sort of thing that you do online. But the truth is, as it goes back to let's just talk about a mini course. There's a woman who did the beta in our course, and she did a little course about sketching. And guess what? It was in Norwegian. Okay. And I was able to watch, she's from Norway, and I was able to watch her course in Norwegian and totally get what she was saying, because she did, you know, a like look over your shoulder kind of thing where she drew. Then there was another beautiful one where she's sitting in a chair out in her meadow and she just propped her camera up on a tripod, and you're seeing what she's seeing and a little bit over her shoulder, and she's relaxing and she's sketching and she's talking to you. I don't know what she's saying. I could sort of get the gist of it. She got a great reception from this free little course that she put out into the world. And now she's added English subtitles to it. So you can really make a course about anything. So with your stuff, it's like you could bring them into your world with, what do you call those things that you make? Mandalas?
Mandalas, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if you did a how to create your, the other thing is the title needs to be big and bold, right? Like you need to make a promise in your title. Obviously it needs to be something that you can deliver on, but like how to create your,
I'm going to show you this. This is a stencil that we made, Cindy Harrison and I, of my mandalas. So now you can buy any one of these of some of our favorite ones.
Okay, my head is exploding because think about this. So
sorry.
Think about your little course like this. Okay, what is the number one rule when people for retail, let's say? Like if you're a bakery, what's the number one thing that has to happen for your bakery to work?
Oh, I don't know.
Or a shoe store or whatever. What?
Letting people know, advertising, getting them in.
Yeah, but even more basic than that.
Giving something away. Just, I don't know.
They have to come into your store.
Yeah.
Right? Like I mean, that is basically what you were saying, advertising, but they have to come into the bakery. They have to come in. So if you were to put out a course that was like, how to create your first mandala to bring joy, relaxation, and focus, or let's say focus. Everybody wants focus, right? How to create a mandala to bring peace and focus to your everyday life. Okay, there's your title or something like that, right? It's basically, here's your thing to enable you to do thing, right? To enable you to do this. So that's your title. You put this free thing out there. It's a complete lesson. It's a complete little guide on how to create one, right? Well, guess what else you're able to put into the course? Anything you want. So then the next module would say, what's next? Or resources. And what do you think is going to be there? Your product.
Right.
Or any products that you have. And not only that, you could create a community, a Facebook community, if you wanted to attach to this course, right? Where people could come in and share their work after they've done it. And now you want to talk about people who are just in love with you. They're in love with you, and you've had an opportunity to really dazzle them in a way that nothing else you ever did. You can pour your heart into these people, which you do anyway, right? Now you're just doing it in a really concerted, like focused way. You've got this group of people. Now they are ready for the next step. What's the next step? What's the next thing they're going to create? Well, that might be your bigger paid course. And they're going to tell you, guess what? That's the other thing. They're going to tell you what they want. They're going to say, Melissa, this is so great. Now I want to do a dream catcher. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. But like now I want to do this, or now I want to make my own coloring book, or I want to, whatever.
Yeah.
They're going to tell you, you get to ask them, there's all that, what's his name that was so huge with the Ryan, what's his name on the ask method. And everybody was going so crazy with that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He wrote a book called Ask, and he also has a course about basically serving your audience, because when you do, they answer back in their own language, which then gives you all the material you need to put on your sales pages.
Okay, yes.
Right? Like their language.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a great idea. But when they're in your course, that's a whole nother thing. So they opt in, and you're so good at this because, in fact, I was trying to dig up your intake form for your guests that you use.
Mm-hmm.
Like if somebody's interested in being interviewed and you give that intake form, it's absolutely genius. I remember like a year ago or longer ago when I first saw it, I'm like, wow, this is so smart. So same kind of thing when they come into your course, especially if you're giving it away for free. Well, they're happy to basically fulfill any requirement that you have to be a part of that course if they want the course. So that's the opportunity for you to say, what are you struggling with? Tell me about yourself. What is your phone number? I'd like to send you text messages. What is, they don't always give all that, but this is pure gold. It's
Well,
pure gold.
So I can make sure I know everybody watching right now that we do have something like what you're describing, Jennifer, or Jen. I like calling you Jen.
Yeah,
Is Jennifer there? Okay. So anyway, access coffee brain. Okay. So so I have a show that I co-host with Cindy Harrison. Now, Cindy Harrison is an art teacher. So every week we do a 2-hour art lesson. I'm the co-host, and then she has a website where you could go and you could buy products. You can get projects, you could pay for the projects that you could work on. I don't know. It's really catered to the art world, the decorative artists and crafters. And so we get about 9 to 15 people on the show who actually do it on Zoom. Everybody's on screen. We're working together. It's really fun. It's something that they're used to paying for, but they get it for free from home now. And we've been doing it for a while, and it's branching off, but we want to start charging so we just have to transition into that mindset and get the people to, now the ones that have been coming, and we're like, oh, why do I have to pay? That's what I'm thinking they might be thinking. But so, it's a little bit different, and I don't want advice on that. I just want you to know that we're doing that. But once in a while, I want to do an offshoot kind of like a mini course, a little something, because they know me, and maybe they like to see what I like to do. And then I like to bring my audience to that other world. It's almost like a separate culture. So that's something that I'm doing that's similar to what you're describing. And I do have some questions that I want to go to, but before I do, I wanted to tell you that I love your mailing list, your emails. You're probably the one that I will read the most. I get literally hundreds. I have a mailbox just for those subscriptions, and there's some that come too often, and I just don't even look at them anymore. But you do one a week. It's the messages from the front row. It probably goes to everybody in that. And I love how you incorporate the community and feedback from those people. And I think you're the only person I've seen that does that consistently. So tell me about that.
Thank you. So I've got this Facebook group has like 2,600 or 2,800 members. And
what's it called?
The front row. And every day is a new theme, like so many of these Facebook groups do. Monday is Mind Mapping Monday, and Tuesday is Tech Tips, Taco Tuesday, actually, where people give their favorite.
You gave that idea.
Tech Tips. Yes. And you gave me that idea. And Taco standing for technology and apps creating opportunity for all. And so that's exactly right.
Everybody wanted Taco Tuesday, but I'm like, everybody knows Taco Tuesday, and you made it work. It was awesome. We voted.
Yeah, for a while I was giving free tacos out. Like we'd choose a winner and give free tacos, but that got expensive. Because basically I was just sending everybody like $10 and $20 gift certificates because I couldn't necessarily find a taco place for some of the winners in their town, because that's how I started. I'd find a taco place, and then I'd call the taco place and get like a gift certificate. And it was like, wait, this is just getting out of control. Yeah. But there's just, what's that?
You need a Taco Bell sponsor or something. So
now there's a great idea. I need a little bit of a bigger audience, I guess, for that, but that's pretty cool.
Or a friend who's a blogger influencer who might be able to help you. We'll see what we could do on that one.
That's pretty cool. Okay. So I just thought, people are sharing such great content in here. None of us have the time to keep up with all this stuff. So I just thought, let's just turn this into content and send it out. And also it's kind of something easy. Sometimes it's really hard to decide what to mail to your list. You have to come up with topics and all that, but this is pretty straightforward. It's a roundup essentially. And the other thing was
open rate on that.
The open rate, it's about 35%, which is pretty good. Or maybe, I don't know. Let me go. I have to go check. I don't know. Like on average, I'm 35%. I don't know. That's actually that's really a small portion of my list, because not everybody who is in the front row is on that list. And that was kind of the thinking, was like, I have all these people in my group. They need to be on my list. So the other reason for doing it was to give them an opportunity to showcase their businesses. So if you share, for example, on Fridays is when people are allowed to promote themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So we always try to link inside the newsletter to precisely like what it is that they're offering, because it gives them more bang for their buck, if you will. So yeah.
Well, no, I love it. I love it. And it gives accountability to people, because people like to see their name. They like to see their stuff out there. And it's a great way for the community. And rather than what most people do, what I would do is just say, come to the Facebook. And I think you're so generous in that way, that you're not always drawing people in. You're giving them, and making it easy for people. So I think you're getting your mission across totally. So I have a few more minutes because I got to get to work. But I have a question for you that I'm going to put over here. And this comes from Facebook from Kevin Wayne. And he asks, are logos as important as I think they are for branding?
Well, I think it's just a small piece of it. I don't think you have to have a logo in order to have a good brand, but you have to have a good brand in order to have a a So,
coffee brain, you don't have to have a logo to create a good brand, but you have to have a good brand
to create a good business.
Yeah.
So a brand could be as simple as like a white background with a black X, right? Like, let's say that's or a circle, whatever. I think then what's more important is that is, it should look good. I mean, it should be, if it's going to be a white background in a circle, then it should look kind of cool. But then your brand should just be consistent across all channels, because the whole point of your brand is, I mean, aside from evoking a certain feel that you want to give to your audience, it's the whole package, right? It's like it's the feel, it's the mood, and you want it to be recognizable. So therefore, the only way to achieve that is really to make sure that it's as consistent as possible across everything that you do, whether it's a printed business card or your website or your Facebook page, or even the signature in the bottom of your email. That's what I think. I think, I'm big about like, just make your mind up and just like move on. Because I think sometimes it's fun to be in the business of business, like, oh, I'm going to create my logo and I'm going to do my, and I want to, because for creative people, especially, this is very fun, right?
Yeah.
It's very fun. I mean, I'm saying this because I know, because I've been there. And you could turn that exercise into something that lasts 3 months easily, because you like this font and that font, but I kind of want an icon, but maybe I just want my name. So it could take forever and
all that time, and they finish up and then they decide to change it. So because they like the process so much. We could really dive in, and I would love to have you back, and we'll talk about whatever you're doing. You're always welcome to come back to Tinsel Town Live. It's such a pleasure to talk with you, Jen. Thank you. Thank you so much for meeting up with me and telling me all about your little course. And I hope we get together. Parting thoughts from you. I'm going to give you the spotlight and just tell me what's next for you.
I'm just focusing on this launch. I'd love to have your people join us in the front row. We have a lot of fun. It's easy to find. It's just the front row on Facebook. But I would like to leave you with my very favorite quote, and let's hope that I don't screw it up.
Okay.
Because I think I know it by heart. It's Seth Godin said, "How can you waste a single day not taking advantage of the greatest shifts of our generation? How dare you settle for less when the world has made it so easy for you to be remarkable?"
Wow, the world has made it so easy for you to be remarkable. I
Yes.
love that. Thank you. I have the chills from that one. Thank you so much.
Thank you for bringing me on to your awesome show. Have a great day. Thanks for getting up early. Go get some coffee.
Well, thank you. Have a great day, everybody. I'm looking forward to seeing you tonight. I must say, tonight I'm excited because I have on Tinsel Town Live regular time, the 6 p.m. I've got the author of this book. This is Patty Whipfler. This is her book, Listen. And she is a parenting expert. And this is 5 simple tools to meet your everyday parenting challenges. My challenge is, how is this 5 simple tools? But we're going to dive in. So
That's awesome.
yeah, thank you so much for being here, everybody, and have a great day. I'm going to just pop on out. No,
Okay, bye.
okay, bye-bye. Let's see. Offline, yay. Okay.